2020 has been one hell of a year, and we unfortunately still got a few months left, so who knows what's bound to happen between the time of this recording and January 1st, 2021.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's gonna happen as we head into the new year, but odds are if a show can predict how the rest of the year is going to play out, it'd be The Simpsons.
Now we're not going to stand here and list off all the potential things The Simpsons have predicted are going to happen to close this year out.
Instead, we're going to look back at all the times The Simpsons did predict something accurately, as we're counting down the top 10 scary things The Simpsons actually predicted correct. Hey everyone, what's up and welcome back to Life's Biggest Questions. I'm your host, Lindsay Ivan.
And I'm your other host, Jared Bronstein. If you guys want to see some similar videos, click the playlist button that just popped up on your screen, and of course stick around to the very end of this one for some comment replies for another video, but for now, let's get into it. Kicking our list off at number 10, we got the three-eyed fish. Known as Blinky in The Simpsons, the mutated fish gets discovered after Bart fishes it up near the Springfield power plant. This happens in season 2, episode 4, which aired back in 1990. Although we knew radioactive materials could cause some sort of mutations, we never really knew what it was capable of, aside from potentially turning a scientist into an angry green man. Fast forward to 2011 and there are headlines about an Argentinian man who caught a three-eyed fish while out on a fishing trip with some friends. It turns out the fish was caught in a reservoir where a power plant pumps hot water from their facility, and clearly the water gets polluted. Fisherman Julian Zumot said, I quote, "We were fishing and we got the surprise of getting this rare specimen. As it was dark at that time, we did not notice, but then you looked at him with a flashlight and saw that he had a third eye."
Coming in at number 9, we have President Donald Trump. Back in 2000, Simpson aired an episode titled Bart to the Future. Basically, in this episode, Bart gets a glimpse into what his future is going to be like. And in the episode, we see Donald Trump trying to run for president. Kind of. Then, what do you know? A couple of years later, he is the president. So a lot of fans are convinced that this episode predicted Trump's presidency. In the episode, during a cabinet meeting, Lisa says, and I quote, "We inherited quite the budget crunch from President Trump." I repeat, she said, President Trump. Now when asked about this, the writer Al Jean said that they were just looking for a celebrity that would be funny as the president.
Another writer said it was a reference to Trump attempting a run as a Reform Party candidate. Either way, this prediction is pretty creepy.
Pretty creepy.
Moving on to number 8, the horse meat scandal. If you live in the UK around 2013 or really just turned on the news, you likely heard about what was referred to as the biggest food fraud of the 21st century. Companies across numerous European countries were caught not only reselling moldy products, but a large majority of them were mislabeling their meats, with a lot of them including horse meat among other animals. Countries such as France, Iceland, England, Russia, Ireland, Sweden, and others were affected by this scandal, with supermarkets selling 100% beef products that included horse, pig, and as gross as it is, it's even crazier that The Simpsons somehow predicted this, as they aired an episode back in 1994 in which lunch lady Doris is feeding the kids mystery meat. More specifically, in season 5, episode 19, Doris serves the kid from a large container, reading assorted horse meat, which, I mean, considering how those lunch to-go packs specifically made for kids were one of the many affected products, it's kind of like they predicted this one, that kids are going to be eating horse meat.
Making our way down the list, number 7, we got The Victory. Back in 2008, Simpsons released an episode titled Boy Meets Curl. It was the 12th episode in season 21. Now in this episode, Marge and Homer both fall in love with curling. It results in them qualifying to compete in mixed doubles curling at the 2010 Winter Olympics. At the end of the episode, Marge leads their team to victory, beating Sweden. Well, in 2018, the US men's curling team beat Sweden and won the gold at the Olympics. So they predicted that not only would America win its first gold medal in curling, but that they would beat Sweden. Coincidence? I think not.
Bringing us to number 6, Siegfried and Roy tiger attack. For obvious reasons, the Simpsons version of Siegfried and Roy were called Gunter and Ernst. However, they two worked in a casino and had a magic show where they displayed white tigers. More specifically, the two worked with a tiger named Anastasia, and in the episode, the cat has a dream or a flashback about how she was captured by Gunter and Ernst with the use of a tranquilizer gun. While performing a show with the two handlers, she lashes out and attacks them both in front of a crowded audience. The episode aired back in 1993, and 10 years later, in 2003, a very similar sequence of events would play out. I can't say what caused the attack, as it's been disputed over the years. However, while performing one of their many shows, the late Roy Horn was attacked by a tiger on stage. All in all, he would survive the attack, but the show would officially come to an end, with that performance being their final performance, and Horn would be partially paralyzed until his passing in 2020.
We are now at our 5th and halfway mark with the NSA spying scandal. In 2013, former contractor for the CIA, Edward Snowden, revealed that the US National Security Agency, NSA, was collecting phone records of millions of Americans. Dun dun dun! So they were spying on us, well not us, I'm Canadian. So they were spying on them through their phone calls, and still are. But anyways, in the 2007 Simpsons movie, they literally predicted that this would happen. So in the movie, the Simpsons family flees Springfield and are hiding from the EPA. Well, in one scene, Marge warns her family to be careful because people could be listening in on their conversations. Then it cuts to a room filled with NSA agents listening in on a bunch of people's calls. It's like they knew from the beginning that we were being spied on by the government.
On to number 4, we got rigged voting machines. Now it is safe to say, as much as a prediction this one was, it's also technology that we're dealing with, so the fact they predicted it would malfunction isn't the craziest thought in the world. Still, the fact that the show seemingly predicted which part of the voting machine would be in favor for, or against, was certainly impressive. In a 2008 episode, Homer could be seen going to a voting booth and trying to vote for Democratic nominee Barack Obama over Republican John McCain. As he clicks Obama's name, the machine can be seen tallying a vote for McCain instead. During the 2012 election, in which Barack Obama would beat out Mitt Romney, there was a voting machine which saw people voting for Obama have their votes count toward Romney. There is even video footage of it happening, and to no surprise, people blame The Simpsons for this one too.
In our third spot, we have the murder hornets. Remember a couple of months ago when we got the whole murder hornet scare? Like, they literally came out of nowhere, but then they were like less of an issue than we all thought it would be. Well, it's thought that The Simpsons predicted this. But what's freakier is how The Simpsons predicted that we would be invaded by murder hornets at the same time as a virus outbreak. So in the 1993 episode titled Marge in Chains, the town gets sick from the flu sent from Japan. In the same episode, the people of Springfield are rioting when they knock over a truck which breaks open a crate labeled Danger, Killer Bees. They literally got 2 predictions right in this one episode. I don't know how they do it, but they do.
Now at number 2, we got smartwatches. Sure, it's somewhat of a stretch, as much like the rigged voting machines, The Simpsons likely just decided to go in the direction of a trend. Given that we were advancing technology at such a quick rate, the idea of having a phone-like watch probably wasn't the most outlandish idea at the time. In fact, numerous films and TV shows such as James Bond and Inspector Gadget incorporated a watch that had capabilities beyond telling time. Whether it was a walkie-talkie, a weapon of sorts, or God knows what else, the idea of a gadget-like watch has been around for decades prior to the 1995 Simpsons episode. That being said, in the episode, a man named Hugh can be seen talking to the watch, in which it literally turns into a phone. Although we currently don't have such technology, the year of the smartwatch, which is 2014, introduced the Apple Watch, which was pretty much sold as an extension of your iPhone. It could pick up messages, give you app updates, and of course, make and receive calls. Seems like a good old prediction if you ask me, and that's a scary one at that.
And in our number 1 spot, we have the Higgs boson particle. In season 10, episode 2 of The Simpsons, Homer becomes inspired by the work of Thomas Edison. As a result, he tries to become an inventor. In one scene, we see Homer scribbling on a chalkboard. At the bottom, it reveals a math equation, which wasn't thought to be anything big. Until more than a decade later, when scientists discovered the Higgs boson particle, otherwise known as the God particle. That's when they realized that this particle was a lot similar to Homer's work on the chalkboard. How on earth did they do it? The writers must be super smart, or they have psychic powers. What do you guys think? Are the Simpsons writers psychic? Do they have access to insider information? Are they from the future?
Yes.
Let us know in the comments below.
Yes, technically.
Which one? Oh, all of it?
Just yes.
Just yes.
Well, so I was reading, I don't remember the guy's name right now. Dan something, I think, was one of the writers. He was pretty much saying, like, with the murder hornets and the flu.
Yeah.
They literally just write things that happened while they grew up, and then history just repeats itself. And people are like, oh my god, they predict the future. And they're like, okay.
True.
But yeah, so, I don't know. That could be also just be a cover though, I feel like.
That they're actually
from the future. Because they're not gonna admit it, they're not gonna tell us.
True.
Anyways guys, for now let's reply to some comments from the video. What if America and China started World War III? Right now. Right now.
Anthony Parker said 2020 has already been a show. Let's hope it doesn't end in a bigger one. Sorry, I didn't know if I could swear, but then I realized that the editors are just gonna bleep it anyway.
They're gonna just bleep it.
Joe!
You can say shit all you want. It's been a mess.
It's been crazy, but
here's 2021.
Woo! Yeah.
Just some chill alien said, just when you thought 2020 couldn't get any worse, rip pants. F. Yeah.
Were they your favorite pair of jeans?
They were my favorite. Actually, when I put them on in the morning, I was like, these are some pretty tight jeans. But I like them. But yeah, next thing you know.
Not anymore.
You guys haven't seen the video though.
You gotta stay to the end for the bloopers. It's hilarious.
It's a good one.
Sturban commented, it has already started.
It's the beginning of the end.
True. Dun dun dun!
I don't think so.
No.
Life's
fine.
biggest question said rip Jared's pants. Yep. That's me.
R.I.P. They're gone.
I might
Fix
make
them? You're
a
gonna sew
Halloween
them?
costume. I don't know. I made a bigger hole. Anyways, guys, check out that video if you want to see my pants rip. I've been one of your hosts, Jared Bronstein.
I've been your other host, Lindsay Ivan.
And we'll see you soon. And stay curious.
Stay curious.